gamers, it's K-Wing here, and it's 18 days before The Dark Knight hits the theaters. It's been 3 years since Batman's last video game, Batman Begins. This marks the beginning of Batman Month, and this is review number 70 of Batman Begins for the Nintendo GameCube, the Xbox, and the Ps2. Story for this game. Our story is actually being told by the Dark Knight himself, Batman, after facing Jonathan Crane in the Narrows and being doused by the Scarecrow's fear toxin. He crashes through the glass. As he descends toward the ground in a fiery blaze, he recalls the beginning of his journey to become the symbol that now makes criminals cringe. Batman Begins, the video game, also uses many clips from the movie to tell its engrossing tale. The concept for this game. The whole point of this game is to help Batman save Gotham City by invoking fear on those who would prey upon the innocent. What makes this game so unique is using fear as Batman's greatest weapon. Batman Begins allows players to interrogate thugs, Dark Knight style, and I can't tell you how fun it is to scare the crap out of these guys.
Batman, please, don't eat my soul! That's a new one.
What makes Batman Begins so different is the ability not to just scare one person, but a lot of people, by using Batman's environment around them. Use your imagination, there's a lot of unique ways to scare these guys. It adds a whole new gameplay mechanic we haven't seen before, and it is so much fun. Batman has a lot of cool gadgets in this game too, like the Bat Grapple, using the cape to slow down his descent, computer hacking tools, lockpicks, and especially weapons for use when in combat only. These weapons are of course tear gas, the flashbang grenades, used to stun the enemy and basically blind them so you can pound the crap out of them. And of course my personal favorite is the Bat Transponder. Bats come out of nowhere, surround, frighten, and then confuse the enemy, leaving them open for the final attack. Batarangs serve a different purpose in this game. They're used as Batman's hands instead of his fists. They solve puzzles, blow stuff up, and frighten people. Still, Batman's coolest gadget is the Batmobile. It's the car, right? Chicks dig the car. The Tumbler has been met with mixed feelings. I, for one, will always love the Keaton-mobile, but the Tumbler has a special place in my heart now, too. The Tumbler is armed to the teeth and wicked awesome. Controls for this game. Batman uses his surroundings to his advantage and can interact with just about anything in the game. When Batman is close to something like a pipe, he will climb up it. Or if he jumps onto a ledge, he can shimmy across it, and all you have to do is jump onto these objects, and Batman will automatically interact. Batman can destroy obstacles either by using a Batarang or kicking it down. Stealth strikes from above are really fun and not hard to pull off. Simply press the X button. You can get information from your victim by pressing the B button to interrogate them. Batman can use his cape to glide by holding in the A button, and it's one of my personal favorite things to do. Stealth walking is done by pressing down on the gamepad, and Batman will crouch and sneak walk. Batman can lean against walls and spy on people, and when in stealth mode you can easily sneak behind some punk and either perform a stealth attack or grab him. Now that you have your prey, it's time to introduce him to your nightmare. Press the B button to interrogate this one. Let's watch.
Falcone's already got me scared.
Oh, I wouldn't have said that. Now, in recent Batman games, the combat was less than perfect. No worries here. Batman has a lot of options when in combat other than just punching and kicking. He has a jump dodge by tapping the joystick and the jump button. He can block and do combo moves by holding in the R and B button. And when blocking, he doesn't take a lot of damage like in past games. Batman can string combos together and has a variety of finishing moves. To do these moves, simply press the X button during a combo to finish your foe. The more scared the goon is, the cooler the finishing move becomes. The Batmobile's controls are great and a lot of fun. Cool car. Where was I? Oh yeah, the Batmobile handles like a dream. you steer with the joystick and you hit the A button to actually make the car go. And then in order to perform a turbo boost, you simply hold in the R button. Then you can switch your view by pressing the X button, but I mainly used it to show how incredibly awesome the tumbler looks. You can also jump by pressing the Y button, and you can brake using the B button. But why on earth would you want to brake when you're driving the Batmobile, for Pete's sake? I mean, you want to drive fast and destroy as many things as you can. I think this game is really bringing out my dark side, and I have to say, I kinda like it. Love that car. Designed for this game. Batman Begins, the game, had some pretty impressive graphics for 2005. Even though the different levels were very, very dark, they captured the world of Batman perfectly. The Batmobile stages were really, really well made too. Especially the stage where it's raining, and the stage where you're running away from the police officers and the searchlights are after you. Very cool. Now take a look here on top of the crane. Look at the detail of Gotham City from afar. Look at all the fog and the reflection of the city in the water. But here, to me, this is the icing on the cake. I'm going to move the camera around just a little bit so you can see all the moving traffic, the fog moving around, the detail of the buildings, and just look at this shot of Gotham City right here. I mean, come on, gamers, that's definitely something. And of all the Batman games I've seen, this is the best designed Gotham City ever. The characters themselves, the environments, the stages, everything about Batman Begins has amazing design, and the Dark Knight himself is especially well crafted game model. Very impressive, EA, very impressive. History for this game. Batman Begins brought Batman back the way he was supposed to be, dark and awesome. What's interesting is the video game released a day before the movie and was full of movie spoilers and clips. Batman Begins got the combat system right, unlike Dark Tomorrow. This game is unique because of its gameplay and using the environment to scare your enemies. Batman Begins also had a Game Boy Advance game, although much different than the consoles. Batman's next video game will be that of Lego Batman, based after the animated series and not the Dark Knight. Will there be a Dark Knight video game? Rumors are due to Heath Ledger's death, the game was cancelled. Dark Knight may be the only Batman movie game not to have a video game made in over 20 years. Time for the bad aspect. My biggest pet peeve in this game is, other than it being a very short game, you destroy the Batmobile. You know the tumbler? That fun thing that you've been driving throughout the game? Yeah, you blow the thing up. Batman tells Alfred to destroy it to stop the train. Now we know in the movie Gordon uses a Batmobile to destroy the train tracks, but Gordon is absent from this game entirely. So long, Batmobile, we hardly knew ye. Another thing that really tears me another one is the stealth walk. He looks like the Dork Knight instead of the Dark Knight. And the really boring part of this game is the stealth ground tax. Now, I know, the first 10 times you do it, it's okay and kind of fun, but then when you have to do it over and over and over and over again, it just gets repetitive and really annoying. It's a guy with a gun. Okay, time to stealth attack him. I mean, come on. See what I mean? Boring. But this is by far the funniest and grossest stealth attack ever. Just watch this. No Batman? He didn't even wash his hands! Ugh! Time for the good aspect. Even though the Batmobile got blown to tiny bits, you can still replay it over and over again in the bonus menu. Ah, so much fun. Stealth attacks from the ground may be very, very boring, but when Batman grabs a guy from above and looks at the guy without saying anything, and then BAM! Stealth attacks from above are few compared to the regular stealth attacks, but they're way more fun. Look at the terror on that goon's face! Now, Batman's cape is so cool in this game, and a lifesaver to boot. Even if you miss a ledge, Batman will glide down to safety and not fall to his demise. Another cool gadget is the Bat Grapple is a very useful tool in this game, and it really comes in handy. Still, what makes this game fun is the combat. In past Batman games, the combat was limited or had a bad camera angle. Not in this game. What makes this game have high replay value is using different bat suits. This scene here is probably one of my most favorite, where Batman is interrogating some dude and all the guy can do is scream and cry. But my favorite suit is the 80s Batman I grew up with, and it's funny to see the bad guys afraid of a guy in blue tights. Still, the game gets repetitive, boring, and it's really short, like barely 3 hours. So sadly, this game gets a 6 out of 10. Still, I do love playing as the Cape Crusader. Next review is a double feature back when Batman and the Joker faced each other 20 years ago, and Batman the video game on NES and Genesis. Well, God bless and happy gaming. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe.